Hi everyone, this is Sigal from the Mom and Dad Academy again. I am here today to talk about the importance of play with your child. Specifically, we're going to talk about the use of puppets to get to know your child's world. With me today is psychotherapist Inna Danieli. Inna treats depression and anxiety in adults and children. She works with couples and families using various communication and play therapy. Welcome, Inna, and thank you for being with me. Thank you. Inna, I think we're just going to jump right in. We've had really interesting conversations about play, and I invited you here so you can tell us what you told me, very interesting tools the parents can use with their children. So why is play with your child important, Inna?
Well, the play is important because play is the child's language. They basically do not have the cognitive ability to talk to us in the language we describe. They cannot describe their feelings in the way we can describe them. So they use play. And you can learn a lot about your child's inner world and about your child's day while you are playing with the kid rather than talking to the kid. It is children until age of 7, some of them even until the age of 8, develop imaginary friends. And play becomes just another expression of those friends, and they can live in this play world completely as if it's real.
Okay. I have this little ladybug here. I'm sure a lot of parents have puppets at home. What to do with it? Can you tell me how I can use this puppet to get to know my children better?
Absolutely. Well, you can use a puppet. You can use just your hand. That is always available. It's here, it's accessible, it's with you, and that becomes a puppet. Let's say the most common question that parents ask their kids when they come from school: how was your day? And usually the children say, fine. Parents, they're trying to get information out of the kids, especially the kids, 3 or 4, they don't really tell you what happened. So here's your tool. What you do, you put your hands up and you start asking questions. So, Jim, tell me about your day today. Looks like you don't want to tell me if Jim is silent. But there's definitely a reaction from a kid. The kid might feel a little embarrassed, the kid might be curious, the kid may jump right into the conversation. The puppet, the best to give him a name, whatever name it is. I mean, it's going to be handy for this one. And the puppet can have voices, different voices, and it can play different role. So the puppet can ask, you know what? You don't have to tell me. I'll tell you about my day, and I'll tell you in your ear so nobody can know about it. So you can use and tell your child, since you're speaking, but the puppet is in child's ear, and children completely feel they're in that metaphor of a puppet talking to them. That's a great example. That's the best way to know exactly what happened. Now, the most important part, don't get out of the metaphor. Stay there.
What do you mean?
Meaning that you do not give your parental opinion and put the hand out and say, oh, I didn't get that. So what happened exactly? You do not do that.
Stay in your
you
role.
Stay with the puppet. And if puppet doesn't get something, the puppet says it. Oh, I'm not sure I'm understanding completely. You know what? I wonder if it's me or you. So I think I understood that you actually went out but then came back and there was something who hurt your feelings, but I really didn't get it. Tell me more. So something like that. I mean, another example would be hurt feelings. That can be used. You can validate your child through the puppet. The puppet validates the child. It doesn't matter. The child feels validated. It doesn't matter that it's your hand and not actually you.
So, for example, somebody hurt my child's feelings. What can I do?
You can use the puppet, talk to the child through the puppet, and actually ask the child, so it looks like you feel very, very sad. And you know what? It happened to me before, and I can tell you how I felt. So the puppet is telling the story about his feelings. Child can connect to that. And if there is a situation with bullying or anything that someone hurt your child on purpose, you as a parent, you can use the puppet, or you can actually use your second hand as well to demonstrate what to do and how to deal with a bully. You can
kind of like role playing, right?
Yes, it is. It is pretty much a role playing in front of you right here. I mean, this is without even using a puppet. It's just using something that you have with you all the time.
So through the role playing, I guess I can create a situation which parallels the situation that he had in school.
Yep. Yeah.
And
you provide some ideas without saying as a parent, oh, Jim, listen, this is what you should do. This is how it works. Talk to your teacher, do this, do that. Basically, the puppet on a child's level, in their world, in their understanding, their language, describe what the puppet would do, and that the message gets across easier and better for the child.
Inna, this is a great tool. I'm curious to know, have you used this in your own family?
Oh yeah, extensively. So I started with my daughter with the hand as well, and then I want to introduce you to that puppet. This is Dolfinon Boo Boo, and Dolfinon Boo Boo. The name was created by my daughter. I don't know what it means exactly, but Dolfinon Boo Boo has been with us for years. Since she's 3 years old, today she's almost 9.
Wow.
And it was every night before, it was part of the bedtime routine. There was about 5-10 minutes of Dolfinon Boo Boo. And Dolfinon Boo Boo was telling stories, he was talking about feelings, he was guiding, he was the naughty one, he was imitating Alex's own behavior, then she was the naughty one. And she sounded like me, or she sounded like a parent. So that became a whole new relationship.
So you switched roles and played with that.
Yeah, you parent gotta be as creative as possible. There's no limits for it. It could be anything. And what happened with the puppet, she really developed a relationship. So at some point, this Dolfinon Boo Boo took a place of a younger brother, something that she was missing and she wanted it. And even my husband jumped in. My husband is not a psychotherapist, but throughout me seeing me doing that, he created his own version of Crazy Dolfinon Boo Boo, which was tickling Alex and was doing all kind of funny stuff. And that was his version of a bedtime routine of the same puppet. It was a great, great tool to know and understand her, to get in her inner world, knowing what's going on, friendships, relationships, really the way she thinks.
So you managed to get her to open up with the puppet.
Yeah.
Better than she would have
to me.
You.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And sometimes she would absolutely refuse to speak to me, and she said, no, I'm not telling you. And then within 2 minutes, Dolfinon Boo Boo would come in, and I would know everything when she was 3, 4. So, yeah.
That is just a tremendous tool, and I know that I'm going to be looking for opportunities this weekend to connect and get to know my child, get them to open up about things that are tough to say to mom and dad, but
right. There's the things that tough to say to mom and dad, so that becomes the outlet.
Thank you, Inna. We appreciate it, and we're going to bring you back to do this some more. Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.